with another Project Life video. Are you ready? I just had a super green juice, and apparently healthy stuff makes me energetic. Who knew? So as always, I'm just laying out my photos, and I'm just deciding where they're going to go because it makes it a lot easier to decide what cards I'm going to use. And of course, I'm going to use some of the Mambi cards I had in my stash because they go with the other side of my layout, so it's kind of like makes it really easy to just mix and match those as I want. And then I'm also going to create some of my own cards. So that's why I have one that's kind of blank, and I'm kind of mixing it because I can't decide where I want to put which card, but I will by the end of this video, promise. And I'm going to work with this first card, which basically those two photos are going to cover the entirety of the card because it's kind of like a little bit of a collage-y thing going on. I didn't necessarily intend to do that when I first started this, but then I just like the way that it looks, so I kind of just went with it. So I have one picture that's basically like a 3x4, slightly smaller I would say, and then this picture which is kind of like a wonky size, but I would say it's like a 3x3. But I just kind of was deciding where I wanted to put it, and I figured I would put it in this layout, and then I kind of just laid it up in there, and I wanted to have a little bit of space left right there so I could write something, so I figured it kind of worked out perfect. And now I'm just using my corner rounder to corner round those corners, because gotta have some corner rounding in my life. Plus, that thing is like old faithful. I've had it forever and it works so good. And then these are the embellishments from the Creative Retreat kit that I will be using to basically embellish this layout. And I love all these little embellishments because they make it really easy to coordinate your pages, as I always say, but it's true. So it's just kind of nice. It takes some of the thinking out of it for you. And I'm just sticking these down with my little tape runner, which I love. And as always, I will have links in the description box below to the Creative Retreat, as well as to the other random things I use in my video in case you want to use them as well, like my tape runner or whatever. And that glittery heart I actually had in my stash from when I did a pocket letter swap with Melissa, which I totally owe you guys more pocket letter videos, but I really hadn't had time to do them because I've had lots of different things going on in my life, personal stuff that like hasn't allowed me to have more time for it. So I hope to be doing some more pocket letters for you guys very, very soon. Because I find them really fun. It's kind of like a different version of Project Life to me, in a way. And then I'm pulling out my little Hero Arts ink in the little cubes that I have in the super cute little tin, and then this month's stamp set from the Creative Retreat, which I totally love those little stars, and of course I'm going to use them again to kind of just customize this card. I love customizing cards. I mean, you guys mostly know that. I love just to add different things where you just make things that you can't buy because it just makes it that much cuter. At least to me anyway. I figured I would just add some blue to this card because I didn't want to make it too heavy by adding black, since I was already planning on doing the journaling in black, so that's kind of where I was going with it. And then I was just using my little acrylic block where whenever you use a stamp set you just stick it on one of those little guys and you're good to go. And then deciding exactly how I wanted that arrow, which I ended up popping that up on foam tape because I just wanted to give it a little bit of dimension, and I like the way that it looks, and you guys know I'm kind of obsessed with foam tape, so I'm just adding some sequins that also you get in this month's kit. Like I said, I use it kind of like an enamel dot. It's kind of like the same principle, just kind of scatter it around to add a little something. And then I wanted to do some lines on this for the journaling, which I could have just freehanded, but I decided to like make it extra straight just because. Just because I felt like it pretty much. And I just added those so that I could just have a specific place to where I was going to journal. And I actually really like the way that this card turned out. I didn't have it's so funny when you don't have a plan for something, yet you really love how it looks. That's like the story of my life with Project Life. And I'm actually using my pink Sharpie fine point pen. I just decided to do the journaling in pink since I do have pink throughout this layout. And like I said, I get bored of doing the same things every now and again, so I decided to change it up and kind of just add a little excitement to my life by adding the pink journaling or whatnot. So yeah, I really like the way that looks and just thought it would be fun to add something different to it. And basically, this card is done, and I really love the way that it came out, so I hope you guys did too. And this layout ended up taking a little bit longer in comparison to like my other videos, but I really like the way it came out. I just ended up doing like adding a bunch of different little details that kind of just ended up making it longer, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it because it's just extra Project Life for you, right? This picture I took at that same place where I went to eat called Joe's Bar and Grill or something like that. Joe's Farmhouse, maybe. I could be making that up. I know it has the word Joe in it. They actually had it on that Guy Fieri show where he goes and like rates places that he likes, even though that's not why I went there or anything. I just happened to know that because it said it on the menu, but I just thought that was funny. But anyway, I'm using this Boca stamp set, which I picked up at Studio L2E like a while back. And I just thought it would be fun to add some polka dots to this card because, like I said, I didn't want it to take away too much from the photo itself. I just kind of wanted to border it and just add a little something. So I just decided to just basically stamp all over this piece and just add whatever I can. It's really random. It's not supposed to be super perfect because at the end of the day, when the photo's on top of it, you're not going to be able to see most of it anyway. You're just going to be able to see the small little outline of it. And then some of the little dots I actually went over more than once just to darken certain ones up and then leaving other ones light just because I like the way that it looks. So there you have it. And then I decided to add a little outline on this just because I had it on the card on the last layout that I did if you guys watched that one. So I figured this would be a way to kind of bring in the cohesiveness of it. So since I have it on one, I might as well do it on another, you know. So that's pretty much why I did this. Plus I kind of really like the way it looks depending on the look that I'm going for on my layout. So you kind of don't end up really seeing all of it with the photo on top of it. But either way, it creates the effect I was going for. So I like it. See, there you go. And like I said, the photo covers most of it. So, you know, in the end I probably didn't have to add as much as I did to it. But whatever. I like the way it looks. And I just wanted some of that pink and black lines to peek through it. And then I had these stickers from Snap or Oh Snap, I don't know. Yeah, Snap, I believe. I will link them in the description box if I can find these. I got these a while ago. And they're kind of like the Mambi ones that go on photos. They're just fun to put on photos if you don't want to like go and Photoshop it and do all that fanciness. And then I'm adding some of those craft mini word stickers, which I also really love. I have that little booklet that from Tim Holtz has all of those, and I will link that as well in case you guys need some tiny word stickers. Like, really though, who doesn't need some tiny word stickers in their life? I think they're one of the most used things that I do in my project life, other than the tiny little alpha words, you know, the Studio Calico ones. I really love those as well. And then I'm just adding a gold star, which I just had from one of my Heidi Swap packets of like those gold embellishments that she came out with. So just kind of went perfect with the layout since I do have quite a bit of stars going on in this layout. This next card I just wanted to keep simple, and it's actually a card that I had as a leftover from the first packet I ever bought of like Project Life cards that were Mambi, which is funny because it's like nostalgic. I started Project Life like 2 years ago, so something like that, about that. And I'm just using my Tim Holtz little razor tool guy to just cut a little slot in there so that I could tuck the photo underneath because I didn't want to cover that little label. I thought it looked really cute. And so I figured I would just tuck that. When in doubt, just tuck. So just added that there. And I knew I definitely wanted to add a little bit of journaling to this because in case you don't know, that was my first attempt at banana bread, which I was like really nervous about because it's like from scratch, not from a box. And my boyfriend was all like, oh, try and make banana bread. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But you know what? It came out really good, actually. So I was like surprised, but I was all proud of myself because my mom makes banana bread awesome. So I was like, she'd be proud of me. And then that little label there, that's actually from the Creative Retreat kit as well. And it just says, love this. And I'm just going to cut that off so it looks more like a little like fishtail banner. I kind of like the look of it like that. And I like kind of adding those two different tones of blues because I feel like it kind of goes with the sequence you get in this kit, which speaking of, there's a little bag. And like I said, I've just been having really fun using something other than enamel dots because even though I love enamel dots, don't get me wrong, it's kind of nice to just add different things to your spread so that when you go through and flip through your album, you kind of see a difference of like all the, like, I don't know, the pages look different and there's just different elements to each one, which I know a few people have asked me to do a flip through of my Project Life album, so if that's something you guys want to see, I may do that sometime soon for you guys so that you can just see all of my layouts, which you guys have seen a lot of my layouts because I do videos, but maybe for ones you might not have seen, I don't know. I have to check to see if there's any I haven't posted. And these little tiny word stickers of magenta I have had in my stash for a while, and I believe they were from the Basic Grain Highline collection. Something like that. And I'm just writing num here because it was numlicious. I think I made up my own word, I'm not sure. Numlicious. And I just thought that would be really cute. And then I figured I would just add like a small little like verbiage under here. And you know, people always seem to point out to me when I do my Project Life videos when I spell something wrong. And I for the life of me, every single time I do a video, I end up spelling something wrong because I'm just like nervous, a nervous journaler. Say that twice just as fast. A nervous journaler. So yeah, I spelled banana wrong and had to go back and kind of like fix it. So that's why it looks kind of dark in that one area. But I do know how to spell banana in case you're wondering. But yeah, I decided not to edit that out. Just kind of like tell you guys, like, yeah, I'm human. I make mistakes. Sometimes I write things wrong in my album, especially when I'm on camera, because for some reason or another, I don't know. I just get nervous. So next card, I really like this card, but the pattern is so busy that I really didn't want to add too much to it and make it like an eyesore in my album. So I took this tag that I had in my stash. That's like a perfect baby blue. And then I had this leftover die cut piece, which I think is from an old Amy Tan collection ephemera pack, but I don't know 100%, but I think so. And I'm adding that as well, and I'm just creating some layering here. Like I said, I'm getting better, you guys. I'm doing my layering more. And then I added this little tag too that is from Studio Calico that has like that little gold foil look to it, and it just says this. I thought that would look cute to kind of like balance out the card. With those other two there, because there's like 3 there. And then I figured I'd add that little gold arrow, which I actually had from Freckled Fawn in my stash from one of their past kits. And then I figured I was going to add some journaling on the actual tag for the photo next to it, because I really didn't want to do anything to the photo. I felt like the photo was just so beautiful on its own and so cute, so I really didn't want to take away from it in any way. So I figured I would just add the journaling and the extra little bits onto this card. So it's kind of like a filler slash journal card. Yeah, that's what I would call it. And I really like the way that it looks. And also, recently I've had a lot of people tell me that they started to do Project Life because of watching my videos, or they're attempting to. And you guys have no idea how happy that makes me, because I think Project Life is so much fun, and I feel like so many more people would enjoy doing it if they just gave it a chance. You know, you just develop your style over time. It's taken me time to kind of just get into the groove of what I like to do in Project Life, and I'm still learning. So I definitely think if you're thinking about doing it, definitely get into it and just, you know, take it one step at a time. It's not going to be perfect the first time you do it. And that's the picture that I said I was going to leave alone. I just corner rounded that and, you know, leave it be, people. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And since I put it in black and white, I just thought it was even that much cuter, and I just wanted to leave it alone. But yeah, if you're thinking of doing Project Life, do it. Just take the plunge. It's super fun, and if you're a creative person, it's a really fun outlet for your creativity. At least that's what I've found in doing it. And I was intimidated the first time I was thinking of doing it as well. But you know what? I've just given it a chance and just gone with it. And obviously, you guys and your sweet comments is obviously giving me confidence in that area as well, to make me feel like, you know what? I can do it, and, you know, don't overthink it. So that's kind of what I do in my everyday. So I hope that that kind of helps you guys if you're thinking of doing it. And again, I'm just making my own card. I just thought this would be fun because it would go with that other star card that I made in my last layout, which you guys know I loved and a lot of you guys loved too. So I was like, I figured I would kind of like make the mini 3x4 version, because it would kind of bring together my layout, adding again like some cohesiveness, and I just thought it would be fun to do that. So I really liked that card, so I figured I'd make like a different slash similar version. I'd add the stars. I'm adding the vellum circle, but I'm kind of doing like a smaller vellum circle since this is like the 3x4 version. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of layering to it, and it's kind of like a filler card, but I also add some tiny word stickers, as you will see, so it kind of is a mesh of things. I have this gold heart in my little gold embellishments that I thought would look cute on there. I was playing with the idea of adding the glitter one, but I felt like I already had enough like glitter hearts and things going on, so I wanted to balance out my layout by adding a gold foil heart instead of the glitter one, because I already had a lot of glitter stuff going on. So I added that one, and that one actually came in the Snap collection I showed in my last haul. So it's really super cute. And now I'm just adding some more sequins because I just love this sequence, and I just think it adds such a like nice balancing layer, and I love mixing it with other sequins. I had some gold in my stash, so I mixed that blue one and then added that gold and that little mini one, and pretty much thought that was perfect. So I do end up adding more sequins to this. I don't remember whether it's actually on camera that I added or not, but yeah, I kind of just certain things sometimes I end up going back and adding more things of, so that's kind of just the way that it worked out. Sometimes I even add things after the fact, after you guys see them, because I feel like it needs more, because really that's how project life is. Sometimes you go back and you see something, you just feel like it needs something more. So don't think that everyone who does project life doesn't do that, because I guarantee you that they do. I know I do, and I've been doing it for like a little bit now, so it's just kind of the way it works. And I really loved those little tiny word stickers, so I wanted to add some more to that card just to give it a little something extra. And I love the way that it looks. And as you can see, I added that extra sequence there because I just felt like it needed it, and I really like the way that it looks. And then this card was so pretty on its own that I didn't want to add too much, so I just added the little die cut pieces that I had extras of, and then I stapled that down. And then my next card, which this one I was like, really playing with the idea of what to do because I knew I wanted to use it together, but I wasn't sure how. So I cut down a base of this 4x6 paper and then this 3x4 card that I had also from my Mambi stash, and I was like, okay, what now? So at first I was like, I really love this number tape and I have yet to gotten to use it. Wait, did I just make up a word? I think I have yet to use this. So I was like, oh, this might be the perfect opportunity. So I put it on there and I saw how it looked with the card, and I really thought it looked way too busy. I just didn't like the way it looked. It's such gorgeous washi, but I just was like, meh. It wasn't that washi's day to shine. You know what I mean? Like, you have so many washi, it wasn't his day. I felt bad. But then I had that washi from Pink Fresh Studio, which I bought a while ago, so I have no idea if they still sell this or not. But I just wanted the magenta part to show pretty much. I love the washi itself because it's like an ombre green to mint, but I just really wanted that magenta to show because it goes with the rest of the magenta I have going on in the spread. And then I wanted to just add a little something more, so I pulled out my Little Bee Gold washi, which I actually haven't used this one specifically before, so it was also that washi's day to shine. I was like, woohoo! Plus, you know, I love gold, and that just added like the perfect amount of gold. And if you guys see my sneaks on Instagram, you probably saw a little sneak peek of that tape on that card, so you guys really need to check out my Instagram if you haven't. I will leave links in the description box below if you want to follow me there. And then I was also playing with the idea of adding that True Story flare badge, which I actually got from the Crafty Pickle, and I will link her store. She has a store on Etsy. I love all her flair, and you guys really need to check her out if you haven't already. Awesome store, and plus she's a woman entrepreneur, so what more do you want to support than that? That's how I feel anyway. And then I added those tiny word stickers, and that little red label hanging down there is from my Creative Retreat kit as well. It's another one of the embellishments, and I just thought it looked cute and added an element of red. And now I'm just using my Thermoweb Zots to just glue this down. I find Zots the perfect way to kind of glue things down. They're just like glue dots. And then I'm just adding a little bit of script to this card because I felt like it needed something more, so I figured I would write some script. And I'm just using my Wink of Stella brush. It just happens to be one of like my current obsessions, and so I use that. I also bought recently a water brush that I'm doing some script with at home that's coming out fabulous, so I really need to show you guys that because I know a lot of you guys have asked me about things like that or doing a video on that, which I've really been contemplating doing, like maybe a video series or something on that kind of stuff. Maybe even a class, since I know a lot of you guys have said if I did a class you'd be willing to take part in that, so that's something I'm thinking about. If anything, you can leave me your thoughts in the description box below. Just know that if I decide to do a class, that doesn't mean I'm gonna like do tons of classes or anything like that. It's just something I've been thinking about for a while, so it might be something coming in the future. Who knows? But meanwhile, I'm just adding some script to this card because I just like to add script to script, and I really love the way it turns out. And basically my layout is done, y'all. So thank you again for watching. If you like these videos, be sure and give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave me comments because I love to hear from you guys. Thank you again for watching me and supporting what I do, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!